most recent writings, you stress new African nationhood as opposed to a black identity. How are these different?
Well, what we're trying to do now in the New African Independence Movement, and as we should have done long ago, is get away from the usage of color, of color to describe and denote nationality. See, because what happens is when you start saying, I'm black, she's white, he's yellow, she's brown, she's red, you lose the identity of the people. And now, while these colors were necessary in the 60s to get away from things like Indian, Negro, Spick, nigger, wetback, while these words were necessary to get away from those colonial words, they weren't sufficient. So we see now today, and we have since the 80s actually, when we reformulated the whole ideal of this black thing, is that black is just a color. There is no continent called black. There were no black people before 1492. Black is a consequence of colonialism, period. And so what we try to do is get out of that colonial mentality by properly describing who we are and what we want. When we say we are a new African people, we're saying first and foremost that we are a nation unto ourselves inside the belly of the beast, separate and distinct with our own set of contradictions. And not only that, but when we say we're new African, we're saying we're not black, we're not American. We don't want to be American, nor do we necessarily want to be black. We'll use it interchangeably now to people who don't really understand, but we're trying to get away from that whole race thing, because there really are no races. And when you say you're black and she's white and he's red and she's brown, you're saying that there's a myriad of races on the planet, and that's not the case. The situation is this: race has been used to divide humanity. Real talk. And so if we say we're black and they're white and she's brown and he's yellow, we are going along with that false construct of race, when I can have mutual relations with her or any other female on this planet and produce a child. That means that we are of the same race, irregardless of what our nationality is, our customs, our culture, or our language, or our geographical location. We are of the same race. We're humans. What we are, however, are broken down into nationalities with customs, cultures, linguistics, and so on and so forth. And that's the reality of us stressing new African, new African, new African nation. By saying you're a new African, you're saying I am and I have a right to a nationality. If you are a nationality, you consequently come from or should be trying to get a nation. Nationalities stem from nations. And so that's the whole thing about, we're trying to clarify our positions regarding this whole race thing. We're rejecting that whole thing about race and racism. Not saying see, the thing about racism is this: it's false and yet it's real. It's false because we know that we all can breed, procreate if we wish. And yet it's real because it'll get you killed on any corner in this country.